0 coding experience, 1 Discord bot, 7 days. Here's exactly how it happened. Alright, it's 11:15 a.m. and today's the day. Today we're going to tackle JavaScript. First things first, I go to YouTube and look for a full JavaScript course. The algorithm opened up a whole world of possibilities, but I picked from the top result video, which is from Brocode. But before I could pen down any code, I had to take on that first mini boss, and that was setting up the environment. I had to install Node.js and then run that classic first ever command, hello world, to confirm for myself that the wheels were turning. Okay, success. So I jumped back into the video ready to learn and immediately realized,
hold on, he's outputting all his code to a website while I'm sitting in the command line.
It's one of those classic beginner moments where your setup doesn't match the tutorial. A little bit of problem solving later, I had my simple web page set up and we were back in business. And from there, I just dug in and got into a groove. I am now 6 hours out from the first major piece of this course and my brain is a little fried, but we have officially knocked out the first major chunk of this and I feel like the foundation is getting laid. Okay, day 2 of the JavaScript obsession. Back to the Brocode course and continuing one after the other, still draining all that JavaScript goodness into my little webpage. Hours just sort of passed. I went through arrays quite a bit. For sure there were times I'd stop the video to stare at the screen, as if I had all the answers in the universe. And then bam, that little spark that happens when a concept clicks. It's that feeling of putting something together, even if it's simple, stacking blocks, and it works. That is like opening a door into something I like. My brain's probably processing JavaScript into sleep at this point. Day 2 and I finally finished the course. After this I had to think of a bot name. My first thought was BuildBuddy. A logo and all that would take a while, so I told Google Gemini to generate me some logos, and I decided on this one. Next, I had to set up the Discord bot and then I worked on a simple ping command that the bot would reply to with pong. It took some time, but we finally pulled through. We still have all the days ahead of us, but another step, as they say, one console.log at a time. Let's move on to day 3. It's 1:20 in the afternoon. Yeah, I know, I wake up late. Don't judge me. But today is a big day, a huge day. We're gonna give BuildBuddy its first unique command, something that adds value to the server. So what's the big idea? We're gonna start working on 2 things today, but they're part of one core concept, a tech tip of the week command. First, the bot needs to know the tips, right? The simplest way to do this is with a basic list, or an array in programming terms. It's just a list of text strings. Next, we need a way for people to ask for a tip. We'll create a simple command, /tip. When a user types that, it will tell this week's tech tip. Now that the command is working, it's time to work on part 2 of this command, which is next tip. The plan was that this command would just tell the time of the next tech tip with a countdown. Why is this not working?
2 hours later.
I think I found out the solution of the code and now it's time to test it. Here goes nothing. Let's go. It works. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I have big plans for tomorrow that you don't want to miss out on. Welcome to day 4. The time is currently 1 p.m. I have no clue how I'm getting up later and later every day. My sleeping pattern is a mess, but do you know what isn't a mess? The plan today. Today's goal was to write a command which I'm calling should I upgrade. The idea is simple. It asks you a couple of questions about your PC and what game you want to play, and then it roasts your setup. I mean, gives you constructive criticism on what you have to upgrade. Now, the catch here is this is a pretty big project for one chapter. You'd be sitting there watching me Google system requirements all day long. So today will be a bit different. This would have consumed 2 days, so I did it off camera.
I know. It feels like one of those cooking shows where they put the raw turkey in the oven and then pull out a perfectly cooked one 2 seconds later.
But trust me, you're better off this way. I did all the boring data entry already. Let's look at the code. Alright, check this out. I preloaded a few popular games. Each one has a required CPU tier, GPU tier, and how many gigs of RAM it wants. To make things simple, I've categorized CPUs and GPUs into low, mid, and high tiers. It's not perfect, but it's a great starting point. So yeah, that's the project. A simple tool to cut through the noise and tell you what you need to upgrade. I'll probably clean this up and add way more games to the database. I have some unfortunate news. The internet cut out and the entire recording footage is corrupted. I'm now prepping for tomorrow's big finale, which is a tech empire tycoon. Before the great digital apocalypse this afternoon, I had actually finished one thing, the core of the last few days. The should I upgrade script is now finished. It simply tells you, yes, you should upgrade your GPU, or no, your CPU is still great. Save your money. It's simple, it's useful, and it's an assurance that the work wasn't for nothing. Today was awful, but tomorrow's the last day to launch a tech tycoon empire. For the past few days, I've been on a personal challenge to build a Discord bot with truly unique features. And for the final feature, I wanted to go out with a bang. I'm tired of the same old music and moderation bots. I wanted to create something that would make a Discord server come alive. Something that would keep people coming back every single day. So I built a full-fledged Tech Tycoon idle game right inside of Discord. In this game, every single person in my server can become the CEO of their own virtual tech company. You start with nothing but a basic server and a little bit of cash. And your goal is to build an empire. I'm going to walk you through exactly what this bot does and how you can go from a tech nobody to the #1 tycoon on the server. You start by deploying applications on your server. These apps, like a simple blog or a cloud storage platform, passively earns you money every single hour. That money builds up in the background. Using the collect command, you cash out your earnings and add them to your bank. This is where the strategy comes in. You spend your cash on 2 things: bigger, better hardware for your server, like new CPUs and more RAM, and deploying even more profitable applications. But there's a catch. Every app you deploy consumes server power, and the only way to get more power is to upgrade your hardware. Now you might question, what's the point of building an empire if you can't show it off? This is my favorite part. The /tycoon leaderboard command shows a server-wide top 10 list of the richest tycoons, ranked by their total cash. This is where the real competition happens, and that is the Tech Tycoon feature. It's crazy to think this whole thing started with me just opening a bro code tutorial, trying to get that first console.log hello world to even work. Then we gave Build Buddy its name and got that first /ping to go through. That was the moment I was like, okay, this might be possible. We moved on to the tech tip command, and the code immediately decided to humble me with that /nexttip countdown bug. I fixed it before, but the issue is happening again, and we are out of time. I stared at that screen for what felt like an eternity, but we kept going, and all of that led to the final boss, the Tech Tycoon Empire. And finally, seeing it all come together on that leaderboard. If this series helped you out, or if you just enjoyed watching my brain slowly melt for a week, it would be awesome if you hit that like button. It helps the video out a ton. And if you want to see what challenge we tackle next, maybe consider subscribing. Make sure to join my Discord server to test out the bot yourself. And with that, I think I'm gonna go take a nap for like 3 days. My brain has earned it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.